Hey there, Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. Welcome to your reading for this new moon that we're having in Taurus. The new moon is happening here in the Eastern Time Zone of the U.S. on Friday the 19th at 11:53 a.m. It is happening for everybody at 28 degrees and, 23 minutes? 25 minutes. And so, oh, you have the muse. I am inspired and I inspire. Okay, so this is this energy that you're going to carry with you from this energy. So this new moon is about you becoming very inspired to do something, but what you do in turn is going to inspire others. Now, every new moon becomes a full moon at some point. Usually it's about a year and a half out to 2.5 years out sometimes, but this one actually doesn't become a full moon until November 21st of 2029. That's right. That's right, not until then. And so what we have going on is that we are on this long trajectory. We are on this long trajectory that is going to take us out of this decade and into not only a new decade, but a new age, the age of Aquarius, right? It's coming at us. And so there is an opportunity here for you to really move things along in a way that looks amazing so far. Wow, okay. So there's that creative, inspiring energy. I told you. Here we go. Overall energy, the Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady, wins the race. It is a turtle. Turtle is a creative energy. It's a creative energy. It also carries its home on its back, right? But it moves its way slowly through the energy, but it's heading toward the rainbow. The rainbow happens after a storm. So this rainbow, this change, this hope, this desire, this dream, this goal is inspiring this turtle. But like I said, it's going to be about 6.5 years until this is a full moon. And that isn't moving that far. It's only moving 32 degrees, 32 minutes. It's only moving 32 minutes, which means that it's still going to be, gosh, it feels so potent and so strong. And so what we're doing is we're laying a very solid foundation for what we do when we level up after that, right? It takes us right to that 29th degree of Taurus, and then the cycle will begin over again in Taurus. And so there is a lot of energy around how do we move things forward in our life. And this is a catalyst for change. This is a catalyst for change, which seems to be important because you are sitting here in this energy of the Nine of Cups, and in this deck they call it laziness. And so it's more like you're not uncomfortable enough to make the change yet, but I think you're getting there. I think you're like, I really kind of want to do something differently. I want to see things differently, but there's this energy of having stepped away from a situation, and you're just kind of, it almost feels more like you're taking a breather. Because the energy you're moving out of is guilt. I love that you're moving out of guilt. And so maybe, just maybe, even though it says laziness, maybe this is about, I am happy. I choose to be content where I am. And that is choosing the joy in the now moment. That is that because you are going through some sort of a healing energy here. In the subconscious, though, we have the card of justice, but it's called breakthrough. You've had some kind of a breakthrough, a rebalancing, a definite rebalancing of your energy, a need to find your way through a situation. It's like you broke through the guilt. Like the Eight of Swords energy is when you're kind of stuck, but you're not really stuck. You just think you're stuck. You're stuck because of habit. And this Nine of Cups is sometimes represents habit. Like I'm used to how things are. I have, I seem to have everything I need and I want. There isn't really a shared energy there, but that isn't necessarily anything that you need. And I'm looking here, and this isn't about you needing someone in your life in order to feel the joy. This is about you actually finding it from within yourself. And so the challenge has been this healing process you've been on to move out of the guilt into this King of Cups energy. And this King of Cups actually has the solar plexus here lit up. And so it's interesting because we have the heart chakra, which you think of for the healing. But as you heal in the heart, then it allows you to open up the chakras above and below. Actually, it's the key one. And if you can heal in there, and then you start shining your light out there. And I know that you are in the process of doing that, because in the energy that you sit in, you have the card of success. You have the card of the Six of Wands. He is riding in on a tiger and being celebrated. And the tiger, to me, represents that you've earned your stripes. This is a victory that you worked hard for. You had to overcome a lot of things to get there. And even if people around you don't seem to notice, I feel like you're celebrating yourself. You're understanding the breakthrough. Your higher self is celebrating your breakthrough. I feel like there's a lot about you that you're like, yeah, no, I'm on the right track. This healing process has been very difficult, but I'm making progress. I'm proud of myself, and I'm going to keep moving forward. And I do believe you're going to keep finding more and more balance. Here in your conscious mind, you are trusting. You are trusting your emotional waters. You are trusting the information that you are receiving, and you are receiving a lot of information. What's interesting is that in the energy outside of you, we have a Queen of Cups, a very receptive energy. And so I feel like when the Queen of Cups is outside of you, somebody is picking up what you're laying down, and at the same time, they're giving back. Because here in the area of the opportunity, you have this compromise card, another 6, the 6 of Pentacles. This is really about finding the balance. So whether this is at work, in a personal relationship, in a career path, in something you're trying to create, like a business or something, you are feeling inspired to make changes, but it's being inspired by understanding that you have been moving forward in a way that feels right, like in the core of you. That's what this breakthrough energy is, the Justice card, right? That's your card. And it's about breaking through to what is actually truly just and comfortable. And we are in this cycle of everybody is ditching all these ancestral karma, and I feel like when this is in the subconscious that you have been managing to discharge a lot of ancestral karma, which is part of where the stripes are here, because I feel like a lot of this celebration is coming from your ancestral line. Like they are really I just heard the word proud of you and grateful. Proud and grateful for the hard work that you're doing, that it's been a lot, and there's a lot of recognition and support from across the veil, but now it feels like it's gonna start showing up here, so you can see it in situations that you're in. So this is super interesting as your advice. You have the card of the 7 of Swords. So the 7 of Swords to me is a card of strategy. It's of awareness of what is going on around you and that there's always a better way to do it. And this one's called politics. So depending on where it lands, it would seem it could be one of two things, right? It could be good or bad, difficult or an ease of energy. But when it lands in the advice that Spirit's giving you, there's the mask. And there's someone behind the mask, and there's the snake that's all coiled up. I think there is a need to be very aware that everything is not as it seems, and to trust your intuition, the guidance that you receive. Does it feel like it's in balance, right? Does it feel like it's in balance? This could also be that as you navigate forward, there are certain situations where you will decide that no matter how you actually feel about it, the path of least resistance might benefit you at times. A lot of times we, especially around family things, we come to conclusions, we understand the situation for what it is, and there's not much that can be done about it. And in those moments and in those times, we remove ourselves, but we don't have to explain to everybody that we're removing ourselves. You know, they have that phrase out there, that quietly quitting. I think there are times when we have to quietly quit certain members of our family. We don't tell them we don't want anything else to do with them. We don't have to go through all the drama and the trauma of it. We just find less and less opportunities to have to be in their company, and that is okay. We call it drifting apart. Oh, we drifted apart. Sometimes it's really on purpose and you're steering the ship. So there's that. So this slowing down energy here as your overall energy with the success here, I think that is a strategy that actually works, is that you kind of slow down how many times that you have to be around the difficult people in the situation in your life. You take your time to get to where you have to go. Maybe there's a family gathering and you can't get out of it. You really can't. But you don't have to be the first one there, and you don't have to be the last to leave. You kind of compress how much of that time it is. So there feels like there's some of that in this energy of compromise, where you figure out how to negotiate situations, and they feel a lot like relationships that they could be at work. And they feel a little more personal to me than that, though. For some of you, it is a work situation, and at work you have to, your boss wants you to come early and stay late, and you are free to say, well, I actually have a few things on my calendar, but I could stay about a half hour late, or I can come in a couple days, I can come in about an hour early if that helps, but you control the calendar. You compromise and you work it so that it works for you. Right? Especially if you're not being paid for it or you're feeling overburdened. I think that that you've decided that you don't need to feel guilty, and that it is your right to enjoy life, to feel emotionally satisfied and fulfilled is point on. I really love that, and that you trust that the universe has got your back on this. That's great. And so if you keep developing this energy out over the course of the next 6 years, and so it feels like a muscle. It feels like a muscle that you practice. You practice putting yourself first. You practice taking care of yourself. You're going to find that there are people around you that are more and more receptive to the energy that you're putting out there. This energy of self-love, self-care, self-esteem, this energy where you take care of yourself, and then by doing that, you inspire others to also want to take care of themselves. I think there are a lot more people as you move through these next 6 years who become more and more receptive to this new version of you, this version of you where you feel healed and whole and important and valued, and like your life is coming more and more into balance in whatever aspect of your life that feels currently out of balance. And the last 6 weeks or so, you've had a lot of opportunity to look at what feels out of balance. So pay attention to that. What has that been, and how have you been adjusting? And it looks like you're really on your way to success. Your cards at the end of the 6-year cycle that we are starting with this new moon, you have a card of a big change. You have the Wheel of Fortune, and it starts with this page of Pentacles, this willingness to go out on the adventure. See the rainbow there? See the rainbow there? This is your curiosity to keep following and chasing your dreams and chasing down what feels like joy and what feels like happiness. This slowing down to enjoy, to smell the roses, to be inspired, allows you to, that curiosity creates a life of adventure that allows you to continue to live like that, to allows you to continue to be curious about things and try new things and chase down new dreams and not get stuck and stagnant and weighed down by the guilt of others. And your abundance is going to increase. Look at this. You have the Queen of Wands to the point that you have enough to share. It's called sharing. So your creative ideas, your abundance of great ideas, your abundance of joy, your abundance of happiness, your abundance of fun, of life and excitement and adventure, you're going to be in the position where things are going to change, that the more you stay open and curious, and this really feels like, and the more you allow your inner child out to play, to explore, the more that life has to share with you and the more that you have to share with life. And you become more and more inspiring and more inspired. But this is about getting out of the rat race, slowing things down to a speed that is comfortable for you, because you're actually the one in charge. You can break through and change things, but there is a need to do it with a little political savvy, not up in your face to people, which honestly, Libra, is really not what you do anyways. I mean, even though you're an air sign, you're very capable of speaking and negotiating in a way that allows others to come on board with your ideas. And so I almost want to say, just lean into that superpower of yours. and see where it takes you. So here I'm using, it's a very special deck that I have. It's called the Seed and the Sickle. About a year ago, my head spirit guide, I had a change in head spirit guides, and that happens at times. Once you've reached some kind of a growth cycle, and you're ready to level up, they will switch and change. It happens. I was surprised. I was caught off guard. It was a little disruptive, right? I'm like, wait, are you leaving me? Well, I'm not leaving you alone. And let me introduce you to your new spirit guide. That's literally how it played out. And so the new spirit guide came in. We had a conversation. Went on Amazon to find a deck that we could use that would that we could communicate with. And she selected this one in the Seed and the Sickle. And so it actually has 2 booklets with it, the Dawn and the Dusk. But because it's a new moon, we're using the Dawn. And you have here the rose. And every rose has a thorn, because I keep hearing Axel say that. We'll sing that. So every rose has a thorn. Every, I don't know. I just keep hearing that. Okay. So, the rose belongs to the Lady of Miracles herself, the Virgin Mary, which is the energy of Venus in a lot of ways. And Venus is your ruling sign, right? Rosaries even get their name from the rose hips that they were originally made from. So they used to tie rose hips onto a string, and that's how they counted for the beads, right? So if you've drawn this card, a miracle of your very own is on its way. Perhaps that creative block is about to lift, or you are about to make major headway on a problem that has been plaguing you. This breakthrough is coming. If you aren't there yet, don't worry about it. It's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. Either way, you are about to change for the better. Make sure that you are ready to take advantage of it and to get back on track. So, if you're saying, well, I don't know, that I don't see what you're saying, look, this success is waiting for you. This is the energy you are moving into, and it is a long cycle of this energy. It is a long cycle of success. It is a long cycle that this breakthrough is. It's going to happen, maybe not as quickly as you would like. You are an initiating sign. I'm an initiating sign, sun and rising, and several other planets. And I'm like, let's get it done. Let's get it done. And they're always like, whoa, take it slow. Spirit's saying, just keep moving. You're on the right path. This breakthrough is coming. The success is coming in. And if you can stay curious and interested and chase your dreams and allow yourself to be inspired to make changes as they appear before you, I really want to say that whatever divine feminine mothering energy, oh, and I'm recording this on Mother's Day. How fun is that? Whatever that energy is that you are getting, that nurturing energy in your environment, the Mother of Cups, that nurturing energy, Mother Mary, or whatever nurturing energy that you resonate with, you are being guided on the other side toward this sense of feeling completely nurtured and cared for. But you have to take the steps on this side to pull that energy in. So allow yourself to be inspired, and your actions, your joy will inspire others to also do this. It's really beautiful energy. I really spent a lot of time, I have a 22-minute video on Facebook, which rarely happens over there, for this new moon, because there's so much involved in this new moon. It's a very potent new moon. If you'd like to check that out, come on over to Facebook. Most of the readings are generally like 3 to 5 minutes, but you know, sometimes that happens. So come on over, and we're going to be working with Venus, your ruling planet, a lot this summer. We're going to do a lot of different things because she is in Leo for from June 5th or 6th to the 10-10 gateway, which happens during your sign, and she is working to empower us to love ourselves and to go out there and actually be these creator beings. So it's really beautiful energy we're going to be working with. So I invite you to come on over to Facebook and check that out. You guys have a great new moon experience. Make sure you write down, it is a Kasimi new moon. So make sure you write down, what is the big dream? What is the big goal? All right, you guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon.